From KETK, you're watching East Texas Live at 3.
Welcome back to East Texas Live on KETK. Jamaal Wesley is an author and CEO of One Love Jewelry Designs. He joins us live to tell us about his book and his jewelry company. How you doing today, Jamaal?
I am awesome. How are you?
I'm doing great. So first, can you tell me how this company leverages the concept of self-discovery?
Well, at Harry, we say that, self-discovery is a journey to define oneself by doing the work of peeling back the layers of life's happenings to us and falling in love with one's authentic self.
Yes.
The self that would have been if there were no traumas, no hurt. And we don't often ask ourselves, if I were never hurt, who would I have been? It's like the chosen self despite our past.
Yes, sir.
So my book, Authentically Authentic, sets one on a path of self-discovery and love of self. And when this happens, one's self-expression is connected to freedom rather than pain. One begins to stand in their own power versus the collective agreement of other people. And when it comes to the jewelry, when a person looks down at a piece of our jewelry, because it comes from our pride collection, it's a sense of pride, a pride in discovering oneself, standing authentically in who one is, and being inside of one's chosen self, like falling in love with oneself. So that's what it's about.
Yes, sir. So in what ways does the jewelry line aim to unite souls?
So Aheri in itself means I love you in an African language called Luo. So when people look down at this jewelry in all aspects, it's representation of love. The intention behind it is in its name itself. So when a person adorns an Aheri piece, it symbolizes that first they love themselves. Then it shows that they have the capacity to love another. And finally, they are part of a group that they can see themselves as being a part of, that radiate the same sense of love and acceptance in the world.
Yes, sir. So how does Authentically Aheri inspire resilience?
So, Authentically Aheri. So the book is Authentically Authentic. The jewelry line is Aheri. And it stands to promote love and acceptance. So with acceptance comes healing. When communities stop demanding that others look like them, be like them, and be who they have been taught to be, they can then begin to accept their own individuality. It takes immense power to go against the grain of life. In the words of E.E. Cumming, to be nobody but yourself in a world which is doing its best night and day to make you everybody else means to fight the hardest battle which anyone can fight and never stop fighting. So uniting souls and breeding resilience, when one stands as themselves, they don't have to compete with anything or anyone outside of themselves.
Yes, sir. So let's talk about your book. So what is the goal of Authentically Authentic? It's a journey, not a destination?
Yeah. So, the interesting thing about this book is it doesn't tell people much of anything. So it is my memoir turned self-help book. So the book sets the reader on many inquiries and journeys so they discover what there is to discover in that moment that they're reading it. I tell stories of my own discovery and triumph from my own life that readers can kind of find themselves into and relate to show them that I'm not only talking the talk, but walking the walk. When people have, given me feedback on reading the book, one of the things that they say is that they have to get a highlighter and a pen and really sit down and just really do the work that comes up when their brain begins to wonder about who they are and who they could be.
Yes, sir.
So since the book does not have a 1, 2, 3 guide that people can resist doing the work, the power of the book sneaks up on a person and they find themselves empowered by what they picked up in the book in their day-to-day life.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Jamaal, for coming in and sharing your story.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. For more information on his jewelry, you can go to the website right here on your screen. Next.